Here on India Today with me, T.S. Sudhir. The Mangaluru police in Karnataka have arrested 4 more men in connection with the murder of Bajrang Dal activist Prashant Poojary. Poojary was hacked to death in Mudabadri area of Mangaluru on the 9th of October. The Mangaluru police had in fact arrested 4 men earlier, and they said that they had direct connection in the conspiracy to eliminate Prashant Poojary. Poojary was reportedly targeting the accused who were involved in the cattle slaughter trade in the Mangaluru area of Dakshin Kannada region of coastal Karnataka.
In connection with the murder of Prashant Poojary on 9/10/2015 in Mudabidre police station limits. They are Mohammed Sharif, aged 42 years, Mustafa Kawoor, aged 28 years, Mohammed Mustafa, aged 25 years, and Kabir, aged 28 years. The investigation is on, and the other offenders who are also involved in these offences are being identified and will be arrested shortly.
Joining me now from Bengaluru is my colleague Pratibha Raman, who has been following this case closely there in Mangaluru. Pratibha, the police understandably very cautious in the kind of details they put out in the public domain, but are they admitting that these 8 people who have been arrested so far in this particular case, were they part of some organized outfit or were they individuals acting on their own?
Well, Sudhir, considering that the Dakshin Kannada region had witnessed a lot of incidents of violence, especially over cow slaughter, the police are but treading carefully in order to not reveal much in the public domain. But also at the same time, they are not really confirming officially the fact that these accused persons could belong to any particular outfit. But at the same time, they do admit that these accused persons have confessed to the crime and have mentioned that it is only because of the victim having acted in a manner that was detrimental to the religious beliefs of these people that they had resorted to such an act. And the police is also believing that they are heading in the right direction, and there could likely be more arrests in this as well. Sudhir.
Right. In fact, there were cases booked against Prashant Poojary for intimidating and threatening many of these owners of slaughterhouses there in Mangaluru. Pratibha, stay on with us because there is yet another story coming in from Dharwad, part of Karnataka. 2 boys were found dead on Tuesday morning in Dharwad in what is suspected to be a case of human sacrifice in Shirkol village in Navalgund Taluk of Dharwad district. Now, 13-year-old Nagraj and his 9-year-old brother Akash, both children of farmer Irappa Sirasangi, went missing on the 26th of September. After searching for them for 2 days, Sirasangi lodged a complaint with the police. The bodies were found near a stream where the head of one body was missing and both legs had been severed, and that led the police to suspect that this could possibly be a case of human sacrifice. Now, according to the police, the manner of killing has led to a suspicion that they could have been sacrificed. Pratibha, what has been the police line of investigation so far? Because it's extremely horrific. Does that area really have any kind of history of this kind of activity, this kind of acts being committed?
Well, in fact, that particular village, there have been a lot of cases of such incidents, number 1. Number 2 is also the fact that the police at this point in time is also not ruling out the fact that this could just be another case of murder. And number 3, they would be starting off their line of investigation by, first of all, talking to the owner of that particular land. In fact, the bodies were found near a particular land as well as a stream that's in the outskirts of that village. And so the investigation would start off with interrogating the owner of that land and finding out the whereabouts of people in that village who would be believing in such practices. That will be the line of investigation. But this has come as a shocker for the family, especially because they have had no such history before, especially in and around their family members. And in fact, it's a distraught father who did mention to the media that he does not really know who would have done this, why would they have they have done this, and they have left it all to God's grace, and they are waiting to see if the investigation would actually bring them some justice. Sudhir.
Right. Pratibha Raman, thanks a lot for joining us with all those details on those two stories coming from Mangaluru and Dharwad. So from Mangaluru and Dharwad, we come to Bengaluru, where it seems to be lights out in India's Silicon City. And what is disturbing is the fact that the Karnataka government is unable to buy power for its citizens from neighboring states like Tamil Nadu.
Be prepared to take a risk if you plan to visit a dentist in Bengaluru. Because what happened to this patient could happen to you too.
There are cases when doctor gives injections to the gums for extracting the teeth, and it's quite painful. The numbness will continue sometimes 2-3 hours.
Dr. Vishwanath, who has been practicing in Bengaluru for the last 10 years, says power cuts are disastrous in the health sector. Power cuts are extending anywhere between 4 to 6 hours and sometimes even 10 hours.
A lot of issues are, especially about power cuts, are going on. Wherein, when we start treating the patients, most of the time, halfway through the procedure, the current goes off. We are backed up with UPS and generators, but the major machineries like compressors, do not work with that sufficient power supply, won't be there.
Karnataka is slipping into the dark ages without any light at the end of the tunnel. With a shortfall of over 2000 megawatts, Karnataka was looking at Tamil Nadu to buy power from. But the Jayalalitha government does not seem keen to sell power to any other state.
I know that I've been meeting a lot of generators of Tamil Nadu. Though they have been, their capacity is more, they have been directed to just go 30% less. If that power is being allowed us to buy, definitely we'll buy at the whatever the rates which are being prevailing upon in the market. I have a little bit confidence that because we should not fight each other for this all small issues. Though there is a power struggle, but it is not a political, it should not be taken into a political angle. So I prevail that some good sense will prevail upon them and permit us.
The severe drought in most parts of Karnataka has only made matters worse since 70% of its power comes from hydel projects. With Rohini Swami and Pratibha Raman for India Today.